Hello and welcome to today's live coaching call and community conversation. Today we're going to be talking about seasonal affective disorder, or what I like to term seasonal sadness. So if you're new, welcome. We will incorporating this discussion today with intermittent fasting, as we always do here in our community. I'm going to share with you why I think intermittent fasting can be a tool that you can use to help you get through maybe some of these dark, cold fall and winter months, and maybe help you connect to the seasonal sadness you feel and some things that you can do to help ease just getting through a tough season. So if you're new, welcome. My name is Diane Parham. I'm the creator of the online course and community, the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman. I'd like to welcome all of our November 22 course members who are just getting started this week, and let you know that we will not be offering a course in December, but our next course will start for January 2023 on the 31st of December. I'm going to put the email connection if you want to get on my email list so you can find out more when we get ready to enroll for that course. So, seasonal affective disorder. It is a real thing. What I want to start today's conversation off with is I am not a therapist. I am not a doctor. If you feel like you are leaning into an area of sadness or discomfort or mental illness or depression that you can't find your way out on your own, you do need to seek the help of a professional. I'm just going to offer my experience and some things that I do in my own life to kind of help offset how sad I feel during the cold, dark winter months. And so this is not a clinical diagnosis in any way. It is just how I manage just feeling a little sad around this time of year. So like I said, if you do feel like you are someone who is suffering from something serious, you do have to seek the advice of a professional. Please do not get advice from the internet. I am not qualified to help you. I'm just here to share what it is that I do and the mindset shifts that we make here in this community to help us get through some tough times. Okay, so let's get into today's conversation. So this conversation was asked for by a lot of the women here in our community because this is a real thing, right? So the seasonal affective disorder is a clinical diagnosis, often referred to as SAD. I like to call what I go through is seasonal sadness. It is just a blue kind of mundane feeling that comes about me as a person when the days get shorter and the temperatures get colder. And I'm inside a lot more than I usually am. I'm an outdoor California girl living in Texas. I love the sun. I love the heat. And so I really feel uncomfortable when we get into these shorter days and colder days. And some of the things that I do to help offset that, I'm going to share with you today. So if you find that you're just sad or blue or just kind of feeling a little blah during these months, what I really recommend is getting ahead of it. So I know this is the way that I get now. I've been living in my body for 56 years. I anticipate these months coming and I don't try to fight it. So just like Christmas, your birthday, Valentine's Day, any other things that you celebrate on a calendar, I know it's coming. And I know how I feel during these months. So I really do plan for it. And I don't think planning for something that you know is just on a calendar is anything that's a negative. So if you know that you suffer from this and it's not hasn't been your best kind of time of the year and you don't like the way you come out of that, let's plan to get ahead of it, right? So what can you do? So I really lean into like what makes me feel good, right? So I get up, I get my water, I get a workout in, I get dressed, I do my hair, I do my makeup, I prepare myself to have a great day despite the fact that it is colder outside or that the days are shorter. I really do prepare to show up as my best feeling self. And a lot of times what happens when we start to feel the sadness or we start to feel kind of mundane or we start to feel, like it's not our best season, we lean into that instead. And so I really recommend leaning into the opposite of that. Like, what do you do that allows you to look and feel your best and really step into that part of your personality or that experience that you have? And so I get fully dressed. I do my hair. I do my makeup. Like I said, I get my workout in. I really create habits and habit triggers so that my day flows so that I can have my best day and I don't let the coldness or the darkness win. I do not let it win. I really do plan for it. I don't discount it. So like I said, I own it. Like I have been in this body for 56 years. I know that's the way I am. It's especially true here where we're living now as opposed to where I grew up. And so I just know it's part of who I am. I don't try to pretend that it doesn't exist in me. And I think that's really how I've been able to really get ahead of it, right? I do very specific things during the winter months that aren't as important to me during the summer or the spring months. I'm going to go through a list of those things in just a second. So maybe you can start incorporating those as well. So I don't discount it. I don't try to play it off as if it doesn't exist. I'm very proactive about taking care of it. I lean into my intermittent fasting. Why do I lean into my intermittent fasting? Because my intermittent fasting creates discipline in my life. And if I say I'm going to fast, I fast. And if I fast, then I can't rely on numbing agents like mindless eating and mindless drinking if I've already incorporated the disciplined protocol of my fasting. So I say here all the time, I fast for 20 hours every day. That's what my brain believes, and that's what it anticipates my day is going to go like. So if I fast for 20 hours every day, I cannot let a mood or a temperature or a sunrise or sunset be the thing that's going to take me off what it is that I say that I really want. So I use intermittent fasting hard in these winter and fall months because it creates discipline. I stay conscious in a fasted state. For a lot of my graduates, you know this is true, or maybe some people who have been experienced with intermittent fasting. If you're fasting and your brain believes that's what you're supposed to do, you will stop dead in your tracks before you put something in your mouth. So intermittent fasting, when you are being kind of pulled away, maybe unconsciously into a certain feeling, if you're really serious about your intermittent fasting protocols, they will help you stay conscious and they will stop you dead in your tracks and make you think about what you're about to do. My intermittent fasting helps me focus on doing good for me. Fasting heals all things is a statement that I believe to its fullest. So if I want to come out of fall and winter looking and feeling my best for spring and summer, then I have to do good things for me when I don't feel like it, right? So when I'd rather be rolled up on the couch under a blanket, or I'd rather be eating comfort foods or whatever it is that a lot of people tend to do when they're feeling uncomfortable, I focus on doing good for me. I hone in hard on my fitness routine and my commitment to fitness. I hone in hard on feasting well. I hone in hard on my fasting because I want to come out of this ready to hit the ground running. I don't want to have to make up for any lost time. So the fall and the winter months are when I really focus on how I want to show up for spring and summer. There's a saying in the fitness world that like summer bodies are built in the winter months. I live that out to its fullest. I want to show up in my shorts and my tank tops and my sundresses and my flip-flops and all the things when the sun comes back out, looking and feeling my best. And the only way I can do that is if I do it in the fall and the winter months. And I love the energized sense of calm that comes with intermittent fasting. Again, if you are a graduate in our community or you have been following us here for any amount of time and you're fasting the way I teach it here, that energized sense of calm creates a nice, steady state of emotion. You're not going to go through the highs and the lows and the lows. You will stay consistent with how it is your hormones are dictating how you feel. So that fasting aspect of being in a season of sadness can really help pull you out of that because you're going to stay even keel and you're not going to feed, right, your emotions. You're going to let your body feast off of what's going on inside. And that's really what creates that energy and that sense of calm simultaneously. It is a feeling that is really hard to describe. You have to actually feel it for yourself. And then once you feel it, you do not want to let it go. So I would say the energized sense of calm that you can create and feel during maybe a season that you have identified as not the best time for you will help pull you out of the sadness because you can't help but be your best and live your best life when you have that energy that's coming from within you and it's at that nice, steady emotional state. So I lean into this hard. I own it. I know it's coming and I prepare for it. Some of the other things that I do to help me get through this season and come out the other side, and I don't know, maybe March or April, looking and feeling my best, is I'm really conscious about the food choices that I make and the excuses that I can use to let some things slide in, right? So comfort food is one of those excuses as a society we use when we're not feeling our best, or when things are cold or things are dark. And if you didn't learn from that, like bad behavior or things that maybe didn't serve you well during the pandemic when a lot of people were isolating inside, that's not going to serve you well if you lean into a lot of those societal norms, right? So comfort food is something you can define as food that serves you well. You do not have to adapt or adopt what the societal norms are as far as comfort foods, right? And so think about that. Like, what makes you feel good? And can that be defined as comfort, despite the fact that you're going through a season that you might be feeling is a little bit more difficult for you? I always make sure I have fresh flowers inside of my house. I make sure the curtains are open. I keep the lights on all day long, because I don't like to walk into rooms that are dark. And so I really create an environment that feels sunny and bright, even though outside might be telling a different story. So I'm very proactive about the things that I do and the things that I put in place to kind of, again, stay ahead of what I know I could feel like. So fresh flowers, I get up, I get showered, I get dressed. I wear cute clothes in the wintertime, probably even more so than I do in the summertime, because that changes my mood. I make sure I'm fueling my body for energy. I want to make sure I'm sleeping well. And then I take advantage of all the time that I have, because maybe things have slowed down in my life. And so what I want you to do, if you are someone who kind of suffers from this sadness and you're already feeling it kick in, depending on where it is you live in the world, I would say make a list of things that you know you can proactively start doing that can change your mood. Don't let the season dictate what your mood is. You dictate what your mood is, and you just put things in place to make sure that your mood stays consistent. So fresh flowers, cute clothes, getting up and getting dressed, all the things can really help you get through this season. Don't get lazy and think that just because you are sad or you feel sadder during these winter months, that that's what you have to accept and that's how you have to live. You do not have to live that way if it's not serving you. Again, it goes back to what I say here all the time. What is it that you say you want, and what are the activities and decisions you're making? How do those line up? Are they creating a conflict for you, or are you living in harmony? And you can live in harmony despite the fact that this is going to be going on in your life. You just have to get ahead of it and put some plans in place. Okay, so I'm going to open it up for questions and comments. Now's your time to ask me questions. If you have questions about this, I would love to answer them for you. Get some good candles. I don't have my candle here that I usually have. Get some good candles. If you need a good candle person, right? Because here we try to stay away from all things soy. I talk about a lot my candle person that I found on Instagram. Her name is Windwix, WINDWIX candles. She makes a beautiful coconut candles. Get some seasonal candles and light them in your house. Make the mood happy and joyful for you so you can get through the season. And then what I want you guys to do is create a plan so that when things change, you come out rocking it, right? Come out ready to take advantage of the seasons that you feel like you thrive in the most. It is an amazing shift that we can make in our brain, but we do have to recognize it and then get some plans in place. Do special lamps replacing sunlight help? Yeah, of course. Like there are some I think on the internet you can find like SAD lights, right? Seasonal affective disorder lights. We have just changed a lot of the light bulbs in our house to be daytime lights, so they're a nice bright white light, and that helps a lot. And like I said, I do not like to walk into dark rooms, so I turn them on, and so every room that I walk in has some nice bright light, and then I make sure all the curtains are drawn and the windows are open so that whatever light from the outside is coming in. But yeah, I would just do a Google search on that. And then I did put the link if you guys want to get on my email list for our next intermittent fasting class that starts at the end of December, but I'll keep you guys posted on that as that gets closer. Valentina, hello from San Francisco. Hello from North Dakota. November 22 class. I'm so happy I finally did it. Girlfriend, I'm happy you did it too. You guys are getting off to a really good start. I know this first week I posted in there this morning. change feels different. And that's exactly what we're all here for, is to create something different. So lean into the changes. It starts to settle down by Thursday or so, and then you're going to come out the other side just feeling fantastic. Lisa, hello from San Diego. Do you guys have seasonal affective disorder there? I remember when I lived in San Diego, it wasn't really a thing because the weather was always great. And man, I moved to Texas. Oh, I moved to Texas twice. I did it in my 20s when I was in the Air Force, and now we live here with our family. And it is a different thing when you go to a place where there's the actual seasons, right? And it does get really cold and it does get really dark. So yeah, we got to keep ahead of that for sure. Charlene, I love the way you spell your name. From South Africa. Welcome, my friend. What season is it right now in South Africa? Judy B. Hi, Diane from Idaho. So glad to be part of the November class. Thank you for all that you're doing, learning a lot. You're welcome, my friend. You guys are just on like day 3. There's so much still to learn. So just keep checking in with your class every day and checking in with your community for sure. Patty, September grad, midlife mindset shift group. I love these lives. So empowering at our 18 heading to 20. It feels less dramatic today. Yeah. The more you do it, the consistency over time is really going to be that thing that's going to create that comfort level for sure. So good for you, my friend. Marianne, good morning. Yesterday, I enjoyed a potluck and skipped dinner and fasting till dinner today at the gym, then sauna. In love with self-love. As you teach, it's all about mindset. Thank you, Diane. Yeah, you're welcome, Marianne. What a dreamy Monday. Oh my gosh. Gym and then the sauna. Woo, sounds fantastic. Enjoy every bit of that. Amanda, I'm in the November class. I live in South Florida. And although I don't get the seasonal sadness, I do get overwhelmed by the holidays and get anxious about how I will navigate through the parties and celebrations while on IF. Love all of your little antidotes to try and change my mindset. Yeah. Here's the thing. It's just like this, right? We know it's coming. So holidays come every year. The thing you have to remember, Amanda, about the holidays and celebrations and social events and all that is why you're there, right? So if you're going to a Christmas party to socialize with people and, I don't know, sing Christmas carols or whatever it is you do, then that's what you're going for, and the food is secondary. A lot of times we switch that and we make the food the primary thing and the socializing, connecting with people secondary. So just make the people the primary reason you're going and food secondary, and just enjoy your people and love on them for sure. Melanie, it snowed here last night in Winnipeg, Canada. Oh my goodness, girlfriend. She says, I am very ill. I think it is CFS, fibromyalgia, severe PTSD. I barely leave the house, was mugged and stabbed and nearly died 4 years ago. Where do I start? You just start that event that happened to you didn't define you, right? It was something that happened to you that you were not in control of, and it wasn't your choice. I'm hoping you're in some therapy for the PTSD and some of the things that you're dealing with. But we get to decide how we show up every day, and I can't even imagine what you went through. So know that I can't give you advice from where you are. I can only give you advice from where I am. And I didn't experience that. But you get to decide, do you want that event to cripple you and keep you from living the rest of your life? Sometimes we just have to stand up and live our life. I would definitely make sure you're in some counseling, and I would talk about that with your counselor. Like, ask your counselor, where do you start? Where do I go to get out of this and get to the next place? But that is something that I would definitely get some help with for sure, my friend. So Fonda, great topic. I've been dealing with this for years. Now I'm learning how to live in harmony with life, regardless of how it is expressed to me. There you go. That's beautiful, right? Just get ahead of it. Don't discount it. I own it 100%. Like, this girl right here does not like the cold. I do not like the cold, but I have found ways to live with it because I can't escape it, right? And so sometimes that's just what we have to do. Happy grad of this November 22 class. You're going to be a grad soon, my friend, a couple weeks. Von Sill, living the class, learning great tips, and glad I joined. I think you meant loving the class. I appreciate you. All in her movements. It's rainy today in Los Angeles. Well, heaven forbid, raining in Los Angeles. That doesn't happen very often. Here's the thing about weather too, that really has made me own this and figure out a plan to get through this and live my best life despite it, is you can't live anywhere anymore for the weather, right? This whole like climate change thing is a real thing. And so I know my friends in California, or live in weather situations that they never would have dreamed they would live through, living in a place like California. And even here in Texas, there's things that have happened here weather-wise that people are shaking their head like they never would have imagined living in Texas would have to experience. So getting ahead of things and knowing that you have the power to think about how you're handling a situation and how that's going to make you feel. And then you get to decide how you're going to show up in it. And so I have just decided the seasons are not going to get the best of me. I'm going to take advantage of every season. And I think once you just own that, then it makes it a lot easier for sure. Diana, hello from British Columbia, where it's gloomy and a blizzard outside. It's easy to want to be lazy. Yeah, for sure. And, there's nothing wrong with taking a slow day because of the weather, for sure. It's just the things we do within that slowness that I think is what we can come out of that and question why we did it. Denise from Canada, usually just deal with sad each winter going day to day, but looking forward to it this year. The 24 IF has helped dramatically with my mood. Yeah, own that, right? The 24 IF has dramatically helped you with your mood. Just keep saying that to yourself and just go, you have the power to control your mood, and creating that energized sense of calm is just the sweetest thing that we can experience for sure. Deanna here from November class. I love it. Gwen finally got online to get started in the November class here on Manitoulin Island. Where is that? That sounds like a cool place. Patricia, September grad, down 15 pounds and had the same sadness in my life as of late, but I just leaned into my fasting and mindset and I'm feeling pretty darn good. Wow. I love that. This is amazing. As you are, D. Oh, thank you so much, my friend. Okay, so feeling pretty darn good. I love that. Keep that feeling and keep that thought, and it'll continue to feel that way, I'm sure. Your Lenny, I think it is, just found out about you today and looking forward to change my mindset. I love it. You have the power to change that mindset for sure. Always lean into what you know works for you. Oftentimes we settle for what doesn't. That doesn't work out so well for us. So I'm already anticipating the spring and I am working through these next 3 or 4 months so that when the spring comes, I am ready to take advantage of it. And I got a vacation booked 1st of April to go to Cancun, Mexico. Y'all, I'm going to be owning that. I'm going to be ready for it for sure. Kay, I think it is. In the November class, so excited to learn how to stay the plan. Yeah, it's just a decision. It's just a decision. You just say, I know this is the best thing for me, and it's going to give me all the things that I say that I want for myself. And then you just rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. This is the simplest lifestyle you can live. Society wants to make it difficult and all complicated. And I think there are people out there who want us to be neurotic about it. And you don't have to be any of those things. Just rinse and repeat. You wake up, you fast, you feast. You wake up, you fast, you feast. It's that simple. That simple. Yeah, I was in therapy, can't afford it anymore. Maybe see if there's some books or some podcasts or something that you can listen to, and then just do your thought work, journal about it, do whatever you can to figure out how it is that could be holding you back and how it is you can get yourself out of that, Melanie. Diana, hi from British Columbia, where it is gloomy and blizzard outside. I think I already read that one. Thank you for responding, Diane. Yeah, you're welcome. You are welcome. Come hang out here, girlfriend. We are just all about trying to find solutions, right? And trying to create our best life and changing the thoughts that aren't serving us. So if you want to hang out here with us, we're here every Monday and Thursday at noon Central Standard Time. We would love to have you in our community with us. Jenny, I love this chat. I'm in upstate New York, major sad every year. I have to come up with ways to make it through the winter every year and just make it to March. Thanks for the tips. Yeah, for sure, girl. Get up, put your makeup on, do your hair, get yourself some self-tanner, some bronzer or something so you look, like you've been out in the sun. Vitamin D is another great thing to add in if you don't already have it in your routine. Anytime the sun peeks out, get your face in it, open up the windows, get yourself a really cute, fun winter coat. Anything that's going to get you excited about it is going to help your mood for sure. I don't like the cold either. Yeah, me neither. Gail from South Carolina. Diana, December class. Patty, I'm in the November class. I'm loving it. I love it. You guys are doing really good. How much is your course? That starts in the end of December. I'm into intermittent fasting. Melanie, get on my email list. I'm going to be sending stuff out here at the end of November. Becky, hello from Florida in the November class. This is why I believe you are more than an IF coach, but also a life coach. Thank you, and I owe you a debt of gratitude. Well, Becky, thank you, and I owe you. All of you here showing up for us, being willing to have these conversations and share what it is you're going through is really how we make all this happen. So Becky, I appreciate you being here for sure. And yes, I want to be more of a coach that's going to help you guys get through life than I ever want to have anything to do with nutrition or any of those kind of things. Because what I have learned after coaching women for 30 years is that nutrition doesn't matter. The aspects of the nutrition, the knowledge we have about nutrition, none of that matters if we're not doing the work up here. Because when life happens to us, and it is always going to happen, we default to the mindset that we're in the most, right? And so if we're working on our mindset and the thoughts that we have, and when we can control those, and those thoughts are going to control the outcome that we create for ourselves, then it doesn't matter when life happens because we've been practicing. So we show up here to practice for sure, Becky, and I love having you in our community. Linda, October 22 grad, you offered so many good tips. What a great strategy for SAD and great self-knowledge. Yeah, for sure, right? Because I do not want this to take me out. I got too much stuff to be happy about in a couple of months, right? So I can manage this. I can manage it. And I think when I stopped fighting it is when I really won with this one. Pamela, so glad to be here. I'm addicted to this group and the encouragement. My life has changed forever. Girl, that's an addiction that I can totally appreciate and respect. So thanks for being here with us. DYANN, I hope I'm saying your name right. DYANN. I love it. I love any Y's in names for sure. Just ordered some of the Winwix candles. Thanks for your suggestions. Scents absolutely bring my mood up during the drab days. Love your program so much. You've helped me immensely. I'm so happy that you're here with us, and I'm glad that what I offer helped you for sure. And yes, the Winwix candles are the best. I don't know if you got any of the winter ones or the seasonal ones. I just got the big like Christmas tree wooden one that smells like pine. It's beautiful. It will change your mood for sure. Suzanne, I'm in the November class going to Scotland in May, getting ready now. There you go, my friend. There you go. Get ready now. Pamela, I referred your Lenny. So glad you joined, girl. It's awesome here. Oh, thank you for referring your friends. I love that. Vanessa, starting November class tonight, was helping my elderly parents this weekend. So excited. And my husband is on board to do this with me. Get healthy and see how he will live his most authentic life. Thank you, DYANN. Yeah, you're welcome, Vanessa. Just have him watch over your shoulder with all the lessons. They can apply to men too. I just speak to us as women because, you know, we need to have women speaking to us for sure. Yeah, I'm so glad you're here, Melanie. You are super welcome. You're Lenny. Thanks, Pamela. God put you on my way. Oh, I love it. Love it. Love it. GD. Hey, DYANN, I haven't heard any mention of vitamin D. Do you take supplements during this time? I take vitamin D every day. And I got recommendations from my doctor. The first thing I always recommend anytime you're going to add any kind of supplements in is see if you can get just a general, you know, mineral and vitamin, you know, test from your doctor. A lot of insurances don't pay for it. I think a vitamin D test is like $30 or something. So just ask if you can get a test to see what your vitamin D levels are. I have never been deficient in vitamin D, but I still take a nice amount because just of what I know about vitamin D. So I would say if you're unaware of where your vitamin D levels are, get a test and then ask for some recommendations for what you should be taking every day. But it helps for sure. Another supplement that I do take, I used to take it just when I felt like I needed it, but now I take it every day, is a vitamin B stress supplement. It has all the vitamin Bs in it, and vitamin B is like an energy supplement and a mood supplement as well. So I take a really good vitamin B stress formula, and I take that every day as well. Hi from Oklahoma, October grad, loving the IF life. I love it, Phyllis. Linda, I'm in the current November class. This is my first clean fast, already feeling the benefits. That's fantastic. It's magic. Clean fasts are the best fasts for sure. It's spring in South Africa. Okay, Charlene, we're living through your spring. We're living through your spring, my friend. Enjoy every day of that. We're going to be right there with you when you're in the winter. We'll be in the spring. And so just make sure you remember this video when it becomes winter time in South Africa. Julie, when my house is dark during this time of year, I usually put on a looping YouTube video of ocean scenery and wave sounds. Electric sunshine helps. There you go, my friend. You got to do what you got to do. Okay. People always pronounce it wrong. I just wanted it to be different. Jolene. Yeah, with a Y. Love it. Love names with Y. Okay, so that's my spiel for seasonal sadness. Get ahead of it. You know it's coming, right? It's on the calendar. I've been preparing for this for probably the last month or so. Here's another thing I want to remind everyone who's intermittent fasting with us. And if you live in an area where the time just changed. So we live in Texas. Our time just changed. We fell back an hour. We got an extra hours of sleep, which was great. But remember, your circadian rhythm is going to be off slightly. If you've had kids and you went through time change, remember how, like for a week or two, your kids were just off, right? So it happens to us too, especially when you're fasting. Your hunger hormones are going to be slightly off. That is okay. You can change that any way you feel like makes sense for you. I just stick with the time on the clock. So for me, I'm going to break my fast at the same time and I'm going to start my fast at the same time. I don't do that mumbo jumbo in my head like, well, it's 6, but it's really 5. No, I just go with the clock because in a week, it's going to all settle down and everything's going to normalize, right? So if you're feeling a little off this week and you have just experienced a time change, that is totally normal. Just figure out how it is you want to manage that. Do you want to go with what the clock is now and just make that adjustment? In a couple of days, it'll settle down. Or is there something else that you need to do to make it work for you? But if you're feeling off, it's totally normal. Faye K. Oh, Felicia, November class. Grateful for what I have learned so far. Great topic. I try to keep moving as much as possible during this time of year. Yeah, 100%. I work out at home. I like literally just have to go upstairs to my gym. And sometimes I have to have this debate in my head, like, oh, it's cold. I don't know if I want to go work out. I don't even have to leave the house. So it's a real thing, right? But I know now I just go upstairs and I wear a sweatshirt and I start my workout. And as soon as I start to warm up, I take my sweatshirt off. No big deal. I don't try to muscle it or white knuckle it feeling cold. I just dress to stay warm. I start my workout and then I take the clothes. I just take the layers off as I start to warm up. But I have to negotiate that. What is the name of the vitamin B you take? I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm going to get together a supplement list of things that I take. I cannot really say what to take in supplements, because I'm not a doctor, but I'm going to put a list together of supplements I take. So make sure you're on my email list, or I'll put a download link or something here when I get ready to do that. But I'm just not ready yet. I haven't really done all the research on everything yet. Melanie, thank you. Time just changed here too. Yeah, you have to account for that. Don't forget about uplifting music. Yeah, for sure. Lean into music for sure. This time of year, it will help too. So walk into a room, create the environment you want to walk into for the mood you want to have. So lights on, flowers, pump some heat if you have to, get cute clothes to wear, keep the lights on. All those things will matter when you walk into a room, what it'll do for your mood. Light a candle. Just make sure they're good candles, right? So we don't burn anything that's going to make us feel bad. If I were to burn soy candles in my house, that would also make me feel depressed. It just knocks me off my feet. So I have to be very specific about the things I put in my house, which is why I share the Winwix candles with you guys, because they are definitely good, clean burning candles for sure. Hello from south of Italy. Moved from Canada 3 years ago. It's getting cooler here too, but not like in Canada. Happy to be in November class. Wow, that sounds dreamy. South of Italy. So so you've been there 3 years. What's a winter like in Italy? And you might not even be in winter right now, right? You might be in a different season, but that sounds like a dreamy move. Wouldn't that be nice to go from Canada where it's cold to a place that is warm all the time, or at least warmer than where you were? Super fun. Okay, I got to run. I got to go do some live coaching calls with my midlife mindset shift students. So if you're in that course, get ready. We're going to jump on a Zoom live coaching call here in about 20 minutes. I'll see you guys over there. What time do you get to live every day? Okay, so we come live here on YouTube and Facebook for this little conversation that we do together on Mondays and Thursdays at noon Central Standard Time. So note the time, if you're not in Central Standard Time, that it is where you are, and then you can come back and join us on Thursday. Make sure you've subscribed to the YouTube channel, Melanie. Hit that little bell notification so you're set up for notifications, and then I usually post about 15 minutes before I go live, just a reminder for you guys to log in. How come about the soy candle? Okay, so soy for me, and I've done a couple videos on this. I'll go over it really quickly and then I'll jump off. Soy for me is a hormone disruptor. Soy lecithin, soybean oil, soy candles, soy milk, soy in any form. throws me out of balance hormonally. It makes me feel like I'm in the first trimester of pregnancy or having the worst PMS experience of my life. Like I am down. I can cry at any moment. My body feels bloated. It's the worst. And so it took me a really long time to uncover that. Makeup, soy and makeup will do the same thing. I got duped by a makeup company I shared with you guys before. So I had to finally get to that point where I can make that connection between soy in any form and my body means I'm out of balance. And so if I burn a soy candle, if a soy candle is in my home and it's not even burning, I get the same effect. It just messes with my hormones ever since I've been perimenopausal, menopausal, and postmenopausal. All those seasons, it hurt. It really wreaked havoc on me. As soon as I eliminated soy, it all went away. So I have been on the desperate hunt to find candles that aren't soy or don't make me sick because I love candles and they do. They're a mood changer. It's really nice to have a candle burning in the house. And for the longest time, I went without candles because I couldn't find one that was truly no soy in it. A lot of times you'll get candles that are like coconut blend or some other kind of blend, but a blend is an indication that there's something else in it. And the something else in all those candles that were really expensive because they said coconut were soy and they were still making me sick. So I finally found a company that has 100% coconut wax and I love her and I recommend her all the time. She's a woman, small business, woman owned in the whole deal. So I love supporting her. I have no connection to her other than I'm just a customer of hers and I appreciate the fact she puts a really good quality out there. So make sure, you look at all those things too, right? Okay, so I got to run. I already overspoke my time. Have a good rest of your day, you guys. Thursday, we're going to come back here for another live conversation. If you have anything you want me to talk about, like this was a recommended topic, I will definitely bring it up for conversation. Just email me and let me know what you want to talk about, and I will gladly bring it to the conversation here with our community. Have an amazing rest of your day, you guys, and I'll see you back here on Thursday.